This is Legionnaires disease. It's a severe form of pneumonia. It's a lung infection caused by Legionella bacteria. It's typically contracted by inhaling contaminated water droplets from sources like cooling towers, hot tubs, or plumbing systems. While it can be a mild respiratory illness, it can also be severe, and even fatal, especially in vulnerable individuals. So, do I have my article up? Yeah, I have my article up. It's from ABC News. So we have 3 dead and at least 67 sick from growing Legionnaires disease cluster in New York City. So I guess that means it's just all bunched together. What is a cluster? A group of similar things or entities that are located close together. So it's a cluster. Okay, it's a cluster. Let's go ahead and watch a clip from ABC News.
And the New York City Health Department is investigating a cluster of Legionnaires' disease. City health officials say 2 people are dead and dozens have been diagnosed with the rare disease. Now officials are trying to find out what's causing this spread. ABC's Rena Roy has more on that. So, Rena, what's the latest on this investigation?
Right. Well, Diane, as you pointed out, we know at least 58 people have gotten sick, and of those, 2 people have died. And this is a cluster that broke out in Harlem last week. The city's health department says that they have been investigating. They have treated 11 cooling towers that have tested positive for the bacteria Legionella. And remember, this is a type of pneumonia that's caused by that bacteria, which grows in warm water. And people can get it by breathing in that water vapor, and it can really spread fast, Diane.
So what are they telling people to look out for? And what do you do if you think you do have these symptoms?
Right. So they're urging people who live or work in that area to really keep an eye out for flu-like symptoms. And those include, of course, cough, fever, chills, muscle aches, or difficulty breathing. And they're asked to contact their doctors immediately if they are feeling any of those symptoms, Diane.
Okay, so this is affecting Harlem, I think is what it says in the article. Now, I want you to notice something. Notice right here.
And the New York City Health Department is investigating a cluster.
Look at right there. You see how it says 58? And I guess it's updated to 67 sick now. Look at that right there. 58. When bacteria equals 58 in the language. Look at that. Look at the article date. Look at the article date. The 5th day of the 8th month. What about that? Okay. Legionnaire's disease is a type of pneumonia that is caused by the bacteria Legionella, which grows in warm water, health officials said. And people can get Legionnaire's disease by breathing in water vapor that contains Legionella bacteria. What do you think about that? And then 58 in the language and the reverse reduction cipher? I found multiple videos where they're saying 58 sick. The 5th day of the 8th month, 58. And we're going to hit on that 67 right now. So they're saying this is a cluster. You see it's clustered right there? Harlem? Look at the cluster. Well, look how cluster has 91. Look at how chaos has 19. And you can see that this is chaos. The 19th prime number is 67. And we have that updated 67 sick with this article. They both start with C's. Look at that. Chaos and cluster 46, 89, 98, and then a 26 match. And then we just went over that 1991, and 19 equals chaos. And again, the 19th prime is 67. Now they're saying 3 dead and at least 67 sick. I felt that it was worthy of putting this in the breakdown. And you see, the cases have been centered in the Harlem area of New York City. Check that out. New York City, 129. Legionnaires, 128. Disease, 127. Shout out to Richard West. You put a comment with that 127 in one of my videos. Was one of the 127s the Bill Cosby birthday? I think so, the 12th day of the 7th month. And there might have been a couple other 27s I just forgot. But look, disease hits with that 127. But, how close is that? 27, 28, 29, and New York City, Legionnaires, and disease. All of that right in the title there of this article. Even Harlem has 30 like sick, 4 base ciphers. And look at that match right there. Harlem, sick, 30, 30. Okay, and even 3 dead, right? 30 is like 3. I think New York has the 33, if I remember correctly, as well. So Harlem 30, sick 30, 3 dead. 30 is like 3. Let me show you New York over here. New York's got that 33. See that right there? So all like 3, and we are hitting on a lot of 3s right now. I just did an on the fly breakdown earlier. What was her name? The Walking Dead character? I did it on the fly earlier, but she died at age 33. Man, I just can't remember her name for the life of me. I shouldn't even say it like that, but look, 3 dead, 30 like 3, New York 33. Remember this guy, number 3, Jordan Addison, suspended for the first 3 games of the NFL season. He had a DUI. Look, DUI, 3 letters. Remember that was you see the 3 on the jersey. He was connected to Lonnie Anderson, who's born in Minnesota. This guy, a member of the Vikings. Lonnie Anderson died on the 3rd. And shout out again to Richard West, who, during my Soulja Boy gets arrested on suspicion of weapons charges, during that breakdown, Richard West brought up Soldier Boy, maybe Soldier kind of referring to World War III, which I don't know if they're really calling it now, but maybe in the future when we're long gone, they'll tell future generations, oh yeah, World War III. But we don't really hear a lot about that now. But I think when we're gone, they're gonna tell people, yeah, there was a World War III, possibly, right? Ukraine, Russia. But I just wanted to throw that in there as well. And you know why that's interesting? Because you flip that 3 around and it's like WWE. Vince McMahon has been trending lately. Hulk Hogan trending lately. And remember, Raw is War. I used to watch that growing up, as a youngster into my high school years, right? So that is interesting. You flip that 3 and you get WWE, and we've had some heavy WWE stories lately. So, I mean, that's that. Let's play this video.
A deadly outbreak in New York City as health officials confirm 58 cases of Legionnaire's disease. At least 2 people have died. CBS New York's Natalie Dudridge has the story.
We are extremely concerned and paying very close attention and taking action about this cluster of Legionnaire's cases in central Harlem.
The city's top health official is urging anyone in these 5 Harlem zip codes to get tested for Legionnaire's disease if they're feeling sick. It's a serious form of pneumonia that doesn't spread person to person, but instead is inhaled through contaminated mist in the air.
If that happens, someone usually over a number of days would develop symptoms that are kind of like the flu. Cough, fevers, muscle aches.
The city says the outbreak was traced back to a...
What does Legion mean? Oh, remember Legion of Doom? Speaking of pro wrestling.
11 buildings with contaminated cooling towers.
We are doing everything that we can to urgently both test and clean the cooling towers.
Experts say the bacteria often grows in stagnant warm water and can spread through HVAC systems, plumbing, or cooling towers.
It's not just in the cooling towers. It can be throughout the building's potable water system. It can also happen from a shower head. So if a shower head is spraying and you breathe it in.
April McIver leads the Plumbing Foundation.
Well, I mean, damn, there's only so much we can do about that, right? Is that thumbnail okay? I almost feel like I need to edit the color a little bit. So sympathy with the characters in Harlem, And these are just some numbers I like to just throw in here. And I just take a look at the end and I just, see, look, Legionnaire's disease even has 190 like 19. Chaos 19, remember 67 sick, 67 the 19th prime number. Legionnaire's disease has 91, the reflection. Cluster 91, you see that chaos 19 right there. New York City's got 57, okay, which doesn't. New York City 57, bacteria 157. Harlem's got that 57 as well. All right, so I just wanted to bring that breakdown to you again. I don't know what's up with the Associated Press, but I'm kind of blocked out of there because I won't drop my ad blocker, and I guess I'm just throwing a little fit over it. But I don't know how to drop the ad blocker. I tried to drop the ad blocker and allow ads on the Associated Press, but I can't figure it out. I don't know what ad blocker I have. So I'm just rolling with these other trending stories on, from other sources. That hit pretty big right there, didn't it? Bacteria 58, 5th day of the 8th month. And in a couple of the videos, they mentioned 58 sick. And, as you see, upgraded to 67. Is there another update before we get out of here? Let's see. So this is a severe form of pneumonia, a lung infection caused by Legionella bacteria. Let's see if there's a update. Okay. Let's see. Let's scroll down. It's okay. So it looks like there's that 58 again. And it looks like we're still at that 69 or 67, as it says, has sickened nearly 70. There's that 67 again right there. And what is the meaning of legion? Because a lot of this stuff's with the language too, right? A unit of men in the ancient Roman army. Look at that.
Legion.
Ooh, and I mentioned the
Legion.
I mentioned the World War III connection. Look at this. At minimum 3,000 men like 3. Peep that right there. A unit of 3,000 to 6,000 men in the ancient Roman army. Look at that. 3,000 is like 3. And we get 3 dead here. Remember, New York equals 33. Harlem and sick equal 30, like 3. And then those 3's there. And then we brought up that World War III. So there's some kind of symbolism going on here because we had Soldier Boy trending like, soldier, right? Isn't that wild? I think that's wild. So, maybe more to come. So, maybe there's some more war stuff coming, y'all. Isn't that wild? Shout out to Richard West for bringing that up. And, maybe I'm stretching a little bit there. I don't know. But shout out to Richard West. Okay, so that's interesting, man. Remember this, we get told what's going on through stories with symbolism, okay? And look, Soldier Boy arrested in LA. Look, and that was on the 3rd, man. There's that 3 again. That's why. Look, his last name's W, like war, and it's 3 letters. Take away the Y and put a R. And then, weapons like war. That's amazing, man. And wow, that's amazing. I think that's amazing. Let me know if you think I'm stretching. Let me know if you think that's a stretch. Wow. Three dead and at least 67 sick from growing Legionnaires disease cluster in New York City. The cases have been centered in the Harlem area of New York City. When's the founding date of Harlem? Like, for real. Harlem founded date. Damn, 1658. There's that 58. Oh my God. There's that 58, man. I mean, I'm telling you, this stuff is a script, man. Harlem was originally settled by the Dutch in 58. No joke. And bacteria 58, the video said 58 sick, the 5th day of the 8th month. Ah, man. I'm just being myself. This is wild. Where do my tabs go? This is wild, okay? Shout out to y'all, man. We hit big on the fly there. Until next time. Holy crap.